Hello everyone. In this section, we will learn about object-oriented JavaScript. Before that, let us create one another folder and called intermediate for. And after that, we will discuss about this keyword in this video. So for that, this keyword. So first of all, console. What is this? So this refer to current execution context. You can see it prints empty object. So now let us run the JavaScript on our browser. So for that, we need to create one HTML file, index.html, and after that, here we attach our JavaScript file with script, and here give file name this 65.js, and after that, let us run the index.html file. So yes, inside console, and let us run side by side, and here our code. So inside console, first of all check, let us refresh, and you can see this keyword prints. These are the functions like inbuilt alert method, blur method. There are the methods of JavaScript they provide. So you can see these are the methods. And also let us print console window. So window is also written the all methods like alert method, blur method, then close method, conform method. These are the methods which provide JavaScript already. So let us try to print this keyword and window keyword are similar or not. So you can see it prints true. So this keyword and window keyword are same. So before that, let us create one object person1 and give name alias and age 23. Now create one method info and create one anonymous functions that are we not provide the name of the functions, so that are the anonymous functions. If we not provide any name with functions, that called anonymous functions. And after that, what is this keyword? So this keyword refer to current execution context. You will see, but let us console. My name is alias and age is 23. Before that, what is method? If we call or create a functions inside object, so that will become method. Otherwise, method and functions are same. So here, let us call info method. So you can see here printed my name is Alice and age is 23. Now we change the name and make Aniket, then this method has no change. Here prints Alice. So how could we access these variables? So for that we can use this keyword. So this keyword, here we use this keyword. So let us make template string, and after that my name is here use name. So you can see Here is the this keyword. So this keyword refer to this object. Inside object, they will try to find if any name variable present or not. And age is here pass the age, this dot age. So if we do not pass this keyword, then it prints error. Age is not defined. So we need to pass the reference. So this keyword is a refer to this person one object. Now you can see my name is Alice and age is 23. Now we make the changes and you can see my name is Aniket and age is 23. So here is the way useful when this keyword is useful in object oriented programming. So before that, let us create one another person two so we can more understand useful about this keyword. Person two and give name David and age is 26. Now let us call person two dot info. Now you can see my name is David and age is 26. But let us create one another functions, another object and give name person 3, change the name Charlie and age is 21 and call the person 3 dot info. You can see here printed my name is Charlie and age is 21. Here you can see there will be problem in our code. So if we create many numbers of object, then it need to be create many numbers of methods inside all objects. You can see here are three methods are similar, but we need to write three times in this object. So we have one solution. We create one another functions global like my info and inside we try to console my name is this dot name and this dot age. So now here we comment this info and here pass the my info method my info. So you can see here correctly printed my name is Aniket and age is 23. Same for here directly called my info method and also my info. So you can see in this code we define only one time functions my info and call into three different objects. So here is the useful of this keyword. Let us understand deeply. Here is my info and my info has console log this dot name and this dot age and you can see person dot info call my info. So my info refer to this object and try to find name within this object. And here is the name Aniket and age is 23. Same for person 2. Inside person 2 we call the info method. So you can see here is the info method and info method refer to the my info method. So here is the functions and this dot name and this dot age. So inside person 2, this keyword refer to this person 2 object and try to find name and age. So if you have any doubt or any issue related to this keyword or any other concept, then let me know. And here is the brief video about this keyword, how to use this keyword and how to apply this keyword, and it will be useful for our reduce the code size. Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about call and apply method. So before that, let us start our HTML file, and after that, and here inside HTML file, we change our script file path. So here script src and attach call apply 66.js file. So what is call and apply method? So call method when you want to invoke functions immediately with a specific this context and individual arguments. So call takes individual arguments and apply method takes argument as a array as an array. So we understand via one example. Before that, let us create one object user1, and after that provide name. Let us give my name Aniket and age 21, and pass the functions like say hello. Create one anonymous functions, and after that console my name is, and then use this keyword this dot name, and my hobby is, let's say, give hobby, and here we pass parameter hobby we takes as an argument. So now first of all let us console say hello method user1 dot say hello and pass the hobby like cricket, and you can see my name is Aniket and my hobby is cricket. And let us create one another function const user2 and change the name become Charlie, give age 23, and we don't want to write here functions like say hello. We call the say hello functions of user1. So how to do that? The question is how to call say hello function or method say hello method for user2 without creating method in user2. So for that we can use call keyword. So how to use? So first of all let us call these functions like user1 dot method name say hello, and after that we can use dot call, and here we need to pass user2 and another argument takes our hobby. So what is our hobby? Let us print here tennis. So now you can see the output. My name is Charlie and my hobby is tennis. So you can see we not created method inside user2, but we call the method of user1 and print all related user2 like name is Charlie and hobby is tennis. So call method takes as first argument we need to pass reference. takes first argument as a reference, and after that arguments. So inside user1 we call the say hello method, and using call we refer to user2. So that means here this dot name is referred to this object user2 object, and print here user2's name Charlie, and other arguments is tennis. Let us give another arguments hobby, and after that give food, and here my name is, and then my hobby is cricket, and my favorite food is, and then pass here food. We do not apply here this dot food because we takes food from this argument. So here now pass the foods like pizza. So now you can see my name is Aniket and my hobby is cricket and my favorite food is undefined. Why prints undefined? Because we do not pass second argument for user 1. So let us give burger, and after that for user 2 you can see my name is Charlie and my hobby is tennis and my favorite food is pizza. It takes second argument pizza. So here is call useful when you do not want to create method for particular object. And another option is you can also use functions, my new function, and inside that text like hobby, and also you can use console, my name is this dot name, and my hobby is hobby. You can also call these functions outside the objects. So for that let us use user2, not a user2. So if we want to call this new function, so for that new function dot call and pass the reference user2, and inside second argument it takes hobby. So let us pass the hobby badminton. Now you can see here not a hoodie, here hobby. So now you can see we also call the functions when declared outside the object. My name is Charlie and my hobby is badminton. So here call method use when outside declared functions. So here is the work of call method, and now apply method. So apply method and call method are similar, but apply method takes an argument with an array. So let us also do that. User1 dot say hello and dot apply method. So inside first argument we need to pass reference variable like user2, and here inside array we need to pass argument like baseball, and the second argument let's say give hot dog. So you can see the apply method output is same. My name is Charlie and my hobby is baseball and my favorite food is hot dog. So here let us console using apply method. So apply method and call method are similar, But when you use apply method, that should be argument inside an array form. But if you use call method, then argument takes as an individual point. So also you can use this type of functions with apply method. So for that, my new func dot apply and pass the reference user2 and pass argument as an array badminton, and let's say pizza. Here change football. So now you can see my name is Charlie and my hobby is football. So these my new functions call these functions outside the objects. So here is user2 reference. We give user2 as a reference inside my new func. So inside this dot name, it goes to user2's name and print Charlie. So here is the brief video about call and apply method and what is the difference between call and apply method. If we want to user once this method call into user2, then we can use call method or apply method and we can achieve it. You can see we already declare method of user1, but if we want to try to access this method for user2, then you can use call method and as well as apply method. So here is the brief video about call and apply method. In next video we will discuss about bind method. Hello everyone. In this video we will learn about bind method. In previous video we already discussed call and apply method. So first of all, inside HTML5, let us attach this new bind file script using script tag here bind 67.js, and after that let us open side by side our code editor, go to the bind file, and now let us create one object const user1 is equal to name Aniket age 21, and we do not create method inside object. We directly create functions here migrate and pass the argument like hobby, and inside console my name is name and hobby is pass the hobby and correct the spelling hobby. And after that, what is bind method? So we already discussed call and apply method, but bind method return a new function. Call method and apply method do not return functions. Call and apply do not return function. That means create a new function. So for that, let us call. We discussed how to use call and apply method outside the functions. So you can see here is the way call the my function, and after you can refer to any object. So similar to bind method, we can use const my bind, const my bind, and after that use my greet, then dot bind method, and here we need to pass reference user1 and the second argument is hobby, so pass the hobby badminton, and you do not see the console because we need to call this my bind function. My bind. So now you can see my name is Aniket and hobby is badminton. So if you do not assign any variable and it not printed, so you can see it not printed. So here bind function, bind method create a new function, and how to also we discuss how to call and apply method used for this, so you can properly understand call and apply for this example. So migrate and dot call method, and after that pass user1 and pass badminton. So you can see this is the using call, and the third one using apply method, migrate dot apply and pass the user1, and here we need to pass argument inside array like badminton. So you can see it printed three times. The first one using bind method, it it returns a new functions, and another is call and apply method. So what is the difference between call and apply method? Call takes individual arguments and apply method takes arguments as an array. So here is the difference between call, apply and bind method. So if we want to use method inside that like greet and call function anonymous, and after that console, here my name and my age is this, and also pass argument and hobby is, and pass the hobby. Let us take as a parameter hobby, and let us use const user2 with name David, age is 34. And if we want to call these greet functions for user2 without creating these greet functions inside user2, we also using achieve this bind method. Call user1 function for user2 without create a function inside user2. So we discussed in previous video how to do that using call and apply method. You can see here user1 dot say hello dot call, and inside reference we pass the reference user2. Here is the say hello, and also we achieve this using apply method. And you can see also we apply method use outside declare the function. So my new function is declare the outside. So how to do bind method inside user1? So for that user1 dot pass the function name greet, and after that use bind method and pass reference user2 and pass the argument like hobby, let's say cricket, and const user2 greet, because bind method is giving a new functions, so we need to store into user2 greet. So user2, you can see user2 greet prints my name is David and age is 34 and hobby is cricket. So here how bind so here is the video how bind method works. It return a new function. But if you don't want to store inside these functions, so another way is after call this you can use parenthesis, so it will call once again. So this method called immediate invoke functions. We already discussed this type of functions in previous video. How can we declare or how many ways to declare a functions? So it calls immediate invoke function method. After call this bind method, we call the functions immediately. Here is the brief video about bind method. In next video, we will discuss about interview based questions on call, apply and bind method. Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about this keyword in arrow functions. We understand the behavior of this keyword in arrow functions and regular functions. After that, you can understand difference between arrow functions and regular function. So first of all, let us attach the JavaScript file inside HTML file using script tag and pass the this 68.js, and after that run the HTML on web browser. So also inside this 68 side by side we open our browser and console. Let us refresh one time. Okay, and after that let us create one object const user1 and here give name with and give age 21, and let us create one method here my method, and we define these functions outside the object my regular function. Okay, and after that let us create one here regular functions my regular functions, and inside that let us console name this dot name and this dot age. So let us call this method user1 dot my method, and you can see the output Aniket and 21. So this dot name and this dot age is present into this method. So for these functions, the current execution context is user1. So find this name and age within this user1 object. And now let us create one another method, arrow method, my arrow method, and give my arrow function, and let us const my arrow function create one, and also console here same thing this dot age and this dot name. And now call this arrow method user1 dot my arrow method, and after save it prints undefined. So why this undefined give? Because arrow functions do not have their own this context. They inherit this value from the enclosing lexical scope. So for regular functions, current execution context is user1 object. But when we use arrow functions here, so for arrow functions, the current execution context is not a user1, their lexical environment. So that means the current execution context here we need to curly braces. And for the arrow functions, the current execution context is not this user1 object, but their lexical enclosing scope, that means global scope. Here in this code, we have two scopes. The first one is global scope, and inside global scope, we have object scope like user1. So when we use normal functions, so it refer to this context object user1. But when we use arrow functions, so they do not refer to this object user but refer to the one step above global scope. But when we, let's say, define here name is equal to javascript and also give age is equal to 31. So now you can see we define normal functions and arrow functions within this object. So for the normal functions, it prints this dot name and this dot age from user ones, and it prints Aniket and 21. But when we declare arrow functions and we try to print this dot name and this dot age, so they take value from global execution context. Like name is JavaScript and age is 31. So arrow functions do not have their own context. Here we can say arrow functions do not have their, their own context. So here is the difference between arrow functions and normal functions. Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about two keywords. The first one is proto and the another is prototype. So what is the difference between proto and prototypes? Before that, let us attach JavaScript file here, proto and prototype.js. Now our browser now run side by side with code editor. So inside, what is the proto keyword? So first of all, let us create one object, object one, and then give title, give JavaScript. And after that, let us create another object, object two, using create keyword, object dot create, and here pass the reference of object one. So now let us console object two. So you can see object 2 is a empty object. And also now let us console object 2 dot proto. So you can see the value key value pair of object 1, because object 1 we need provide reference of object 1. So it prints title JavaScript, and after that let us also object 2 dot add one key value pair. Let us provide age 21. So you can see the object 2 has one key value pair age 21, and object 2 proto has refer to the object 1. In real life, in real life programming, we do not use proto keyword too much, but I explained proto and what is the proto type. So prototype, so prototype attached with function. The prototype is access or provide free space to use. So for that, let us create one function myfunc, and let us console hello function. Now call the my functions, so it prints hello functions. But also we use this free space using prototype keyword. So for that, myfunc dot prototype and dot title, and let us give title JavaScript. So now console my function dot prototype. So you can see it prints title JavaScript. So it behaves like key value pair inside functions. So this prototype attached with only functions, and it behaves like function plus object. Also you can attach here functions also, prototype dot proto function, and after that let us console inside prototype function, and now let us console my function dot prototype dot proto function. So and we need to call, so it prints inside prototype functions. So we not need to console, only call. So you can see it prints inside prototype functions. Our the main function is my functions, and we can use free space and add the key value pair and attach with functions. So here is the basic video of proto and prototype. Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about class in JavaScript. So class provide a more convenient way to create object and methods, and also class is useful for achieve encapsulation, and also for inheritance. We will discuss in upcoming videos inheritance. And also class make it easier to create and manage instances of object and promoting a more object oriented approach. So promote a more object oriented approach. And what is the main goal of object oriented programming? That means reusable code. So how to create class? So for that, create a class, we need to add class and then give class name like person, and inside curly braces class has a constructor, and we define also method here. Before that, let us attach this JavaScript file into this HTML file using script tag and give class 70.js. My HTML file is also running on web browser, and let us open side by side our code editor. So inside class, let us create one method and give say hello, and here console inside class, and let us create one instance or object of class. So for create object instance, let create object one and is equal to use new keyword and use person class name, and after that please create an instance of class, and after that you can use it object1 dot say hello. So you can see it print inside class. And also the class has a constructor. That means we give here default arguments. So for that, let us create one constructor inside name and age, and give this dot name set to the name whichever we want to pass as an argument, and also set age is equal to age. So inside say hello class, let us use this variable inside this dot name, and also this dot age. So now it prints undefined because we do not pass any argument for this class. So let us pass the argument. The first argument takes name, then print Aniket, and second give 21. So you can see it print Aniket and 21. So here is the constructor where we initialize our variable for this class, and also here is the methods. We can also define as many number of as method. So in next video we will discuss more about on classes and what is the super keyword and inheritance in class. Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about static method in class. Before that, let us copy paste this code and understand more deeply. So for that, here first of all let us attach JavaScript file using script tag and give static 71.js, and our open side by side our code editor. So you can see it prints Aniket and 21, but you little bit confused about this dot name and name. So here this dot name is a new variable of this person class. If we want to change it, then also it will correctly working like this. So here you can see the same output Aniket and 21. So this name and ages takes the argument from when we create instance of class, and here whatever we want to give name, it will be okay. So you can see here if I give dot a, then here need to be pass the that variable name. So you can see the same output, and after that let us create another class, and what is the static method we will discuss. So for that, class and math operation inside class, if we want to add static method, then we want to initialize by static keyword using static keyword static add, and it takes two arguments and return a plus b. And let us also use static multiply and give a and b and return a into b. So what is the static method? Static method are called on class itself, not on the instances. So static method called on class itself don't don't need to create or initialize instance or object of the class. in terms of the class. Let us call so const sum and then give math operation. Here provide math operation class name, and directly after dot we can use add method and multiply method and give arguments. It takes two arguments. Let us provide 2 and 3. After console sum. So you can see the output, it prints 5. And after that, let us make one another functions like add method. And it takes also two argument a and b and return a plus b. If we want to call this method without static keyword, so we need to create one instance. Uh, we do not call this method directly. So if we want to try to call directly method, add method, so it will give an error. So you can see type error. For that we need to create one instance const object one, and after that new keyword new math operation, and inside that instances we can access add method and pass the 1 and 2. So now you can see also we need to console this method. So inside console you can see it prints 3. So here is the difference between static and normal method. So when you use static keyword, so you can directly access those method without call any instance of this class. And let us also const multi is equal to math operation dot multiply and pass two arguments 4 and 5, and after that console multi. So you can see the answer is 20. Also we can store const normal sum is equal to and pass this method, and here let us store into normal sum. So you can see it prints 3 output. So here is the basic difference between static method and normal method. Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about most important topic of object oriented programming, it called inheritance. So what is inheritance? Inheritance is a mechanism of object oriented programming where a class can inherit properties and method from the another class. Inherit property from parent class to child class, and it allow to create of hierarchy classes promoting code reduce and organizational structure. So it helps to code reduce size and provide organizing organization structure of our code. So how can we achieve inheritance? Let us understand by one example. Before that, let us attach this file into HTML file. So for that, here use script tag and provide inheritance 72.js, and after that let us open our browser and side by side open our code editor. So move to the inheritance. First of all, close unnecessary files. So how can we achieve inheritance? Understand by one example. Let us create a class of animal Inside, let us initialize constructor and first parameter take name. It takes the name, animal name. This dot name is equal to name. And now animal has some methods. So let us create one method, make sound, and inside console let us print some generic sound. And after that, if we want to create one instance, const dog and is equal to create one instance with new keyword and pass our name. Let's say pass dog. And after that, we also use make sound method and it prints some generic sound. If also we console this dot name, so it prints dog. You can see some generic method and dog. Before that, now how can we achieve inheritance? So let us clear this code and create another class and name dog. And here we use extend keyword, extend animal. So what happen if we use extend keyword, then here parent class is animal. So we can access all parent class methods into this child class method. Our child class is dog, and also we can use here make sound and pass console woof woof. Let us create woof woof. And after that, let us create one instance my dog and give name of our dog and like Buddy, and here is equal to sign. After that, my dog and use make sound. So here the output is woof woof. That means it inherits all properties of above class. If we don't give this make sound, so you can see the output, it prints some generic sound. If we provide same method name into parent class and child class, then the method of child class will be called. This called method overriding. So also let us create one another functions or method about me, and let's say console I am in animal class. So if we comment out this make sound code, so they try to fetch method from their parent class and that is make sound. So it will call some generic sound. But if we provide with same method name, so it will print woof woof. And also we inheritance animal class. So my dog has another method and it called about me. So this method is called from parent class. You can see the output I am in animal class. So here how inheritance work, we can inherit properties and methods from the another class. And my name is and then pass this dot name. Now use template string and you can see the output. So now you can see we give the name constructor as buddy and name become buddy, then it call this name is equal to buddy. Let us create another class cat extend animals, and after that let us use make sound method and console get sound. If we want to call this method, so create instance of cat like my cat and new, then cat, and here provide cat my cat name, and let us call make sound method. So you can see it print get sound, but when we comment out this make sound method, so they want to find from their parent class, that is some generic sound. But if we want to call this method of the parent class, then also we can achieve with super keyword. If we use super keyword and then dot make sound, so now you can see the output. It prints some generic sound and cat sound. So when we use super keyword, then super keyword access and call methods from the parent class. If there are same method name, but when we use same super keyword, then they try to find and fetch method of their parent class. So here is the basic example of inheritance, how to inherit property parent to child, and what is the method overriding, and how to call parents method using super keyword. Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about getter and setter method. So let us first of all attach this get set file into our index.html. So for that use script tag and give get set 73.js, and after that run the HTML file on web browser and open side by side our code editor. So what is use of get and set method? So first of all, it gives us to encapsulation. That means data hiding. We cannot see logic of our code inside the class. Method is used to retrieve the data or retrieve the value of the property. Retrieve the value of the property. And also set method is used to modify value within the property. So let us declare one class, give circle, and inside that let us create one constructor. Here pass the radius, and after that set the radius this dot underscore radius. So when we declare with underscore variable name, so it means private variable. Private variable denotes. And after that let us initialize get method with use get keyword and use get radius, and here return is dot underscore radius, and also initialize set method set radius, and here give the parameter radius, new, and here set this new radius to underscore radius within our private variable. We cannot use private variable outside the circle. And now let us create one instance of circle. Let's see one with 10 and open the console. After that let us console our C1's radius. So you can see it prints 10. If we want to modify this radius with 20, then we cannot directly modify. So for that, we can use set method. C1 dot set radius and let's say give 20. Now if you want to console radius of C1, then you can see the changes. Now it become 20. Let's make another functions get area, and inside this we can return mat.py into this radius into this radius. So now let us console our C1 dot get area. So now you can see the answer. So if we use get method, then or so if we use get and set method, so it means we hide our complex logic inside the circle and none of can modify or see that logic. So it is useful and hide our complex logic inside functions. So user cannot see what calculation inside get area. Also we here multiply by 2 also. But user cannot see this complex logic. So here is the use of getter and setter method and how can we initialize and how to modify the radius. So here is the brief video about getter and setter method in JavaScript. Hello everyone. In this video, we discuss about static property. In last video, we already discussed about how to create static method and what is the difference between static method and normal method. But we left one part, static property. So we will cover in this video. Let us create one class like animal, and inside class let us create one first static method, static, and then my method, and after let us console static method. So what is the use of static method and what is the difference between static method and normal method? So static method has attached with class and not need to create an instance or object to call static method. So you can call directly like animal dot my method, and after that let us first of all attach JavaScript file here, script tag, give static property 74.js, and after that let us run the server web browser, and side by side we open our code editor. Now go to this file, here open our console. So here you can see it prints static method, my static method. You can see it prints my static method. So we can call directly and also we can access from the class. Same, we can also declare variable static variable or property that attached with class directly using static keyword, and give title is equal to a complete JavaScript codes. And after that, let us console animal dot title. Now you can see it prints the complete JavaScript codes. If you don't use static keyword, then we need to create one instance of this class. So let us create one normal variable like const. We not need to const. Title1 is equal to hello. And after that, if we want to console animal dot title1, and it prints undefined, but we need to create one instance const dog is equal to new animal, and after that using instance you can access title1. So now you can see it prints hello. So here is the brief video about our normal method and static properties.